Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk relevant news. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends and co-hosts, Ben and Michael. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I am ready. I'm here. I'm present mentally, emotionally, physically.
Ready to just go to Pound Town, right?
Ready to go to Pound Town. Speaking of which, our sponsor today is Lube.
We have no sponsor, Michael.
We are still open to having sponsors from
Absolutely.
Lube.
So, guys, if you guys know anybody that wants to sponsor us, please get us a sponsor. Especially if it's a lube company. I'm all for the lube companies sponsoring us.
I'm all ready for the lube. So I will personally try the lube as well and leave a review if you want as well. So
that's gross, bro. Let's not get
that's disgusting.
Let's just get out of control here. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm
wow.
sorry.
All right. All right. Yeah, nobody asked for that. Nobody.
Wow.
I got some chai tea. I'm sipping on my chai. And I'm ready to talk about some things this week that Ben is not ready for.
True.
So
never ready. Never ready for it.
There's been a little bit of news coming out recently about some mysterious things taking place and being discovered on the earth and stuff, like sunken cities and all of that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to talk about some sunken cities today, and we're just going to kind of shoot from the hip this week and just kind of go with the flow, and who knows where that will take us, because sometimes it takes us to placentas and sometimes
it's a wild time every time, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. So
there's always something wild happening, and I actually had something I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Before we got really deep into the underwater stuff, pun intended. I saw something this week I thought interested me. I don't know how it's going to interest you guys, but our buddies over in Seattle, Microsoft, just confirmed their acquisition of Bethesda Softworks and all of their subsidiaries, and then announced that all of Bethesda's future lineups would be exclusive to Game Pass.
They did not say all of them. They said some of them.
They said all of them that they did not have pre-existing contracts for, Ben. That is specifically what they said, which means that, I don't know, it looks like some PlayStation users might not be getting to play the new Elder Scrolls or Starfield or...
that is true, but do you know...
any of the future Doom games, or...
You know who will be able to play those? True gamers who buy both consoles.
Exactly.
Just like me.
Did you buy both consoles?
Not yet, but I will be. I haven't even bought the PlayStation 5 yet.
First off, it's virtually impossible to buy both right now, Michael.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could.
If you tried hard enough. Didn't have a life and you wanted to just, obsess over the entire
then maybe you could.
hours.
Or if you wanted to pay $700 for a scalper, I mean, listen,
no way.
If you want it hard enough, you'll get it.
Dude,
I will not be paying scalpers for anything.
The only reason scalpers
have
all the things is because people are stupid enough to pay them their money.
Either way, all I'm saying is it's kind of nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
When awesome things happen for awesome people.
True. And for people like me who will be having both consoles, because I am not a person who has prejudice towards a console like like Michael does. Then prejudice. I will be
prejudice.
Totally able and willing to play those games on an Xbox console.
Have you guys ever owned an Xbox console?
Yes, I have, actually, Michael.
Yeah. What do you have right now? Do you have an Xbox right now?
I don't have one right now, no.
Oh, weird.
Because the Xbox games from last generation were trash, so
that sounds really prejudiced to me, my man. You could have just bought both consoles and played games on both sides.
Facts.
But you didn't.
But are you going to be getting both consoles for this next generation, Mike?
Why would I do that? I can just play Skyrim all the time.
I definitely
Elder Scrolls game and Starfield. All I want, I'll be too busy. I won't have time.
And I'll be able to play both of those too. Plus,
I won't have time.
God of War 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and all that good stuff.
But I won't have time to do that. The God of War 2 came out like back in 2002, 2004.
God of War Ragnarok, I should say.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Not officially.
That's cute.
It's
not
the
official,
working title.
so it might not be called that. It might be called something different. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. You know, they can call it whatever they want because God of War was one of the greatest games ever made, and you haven't been able to play it because you don't own a PlayStation. So
I didn't want to buy both consoles. I was happy with my Xbox, and I'm happy with these exclusives that we now have on the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you were able to have your exclusive Sea of Thieves on Xbox, Mike.
So glad.
And Gears of War and Halo.
So glad you were able to have the fifth installment of a washed up franchise.
How's it a washed up franchise, Ben?
So glad.
Yeah, I mean the last game sold really well, but it's of course washed up because you don't have one.
True. Transformers is a very popular series, and it's
so is The Last of Us. But Ben seems to think The Last of Us Part 2 is a masterpiece.
Yeah, well, we don't get into those opinions.
I don't know. I mean, he just said that my franchise was washed up, but then he was like, "Well, my franchise is really good because I said so."
No, it's a valid opinion to say that franchise. It's not.
Well, I mean, you never said that it's a valid opinion because you said.
Dang it, Mike! Whenever you bring that up, then I just want to be on your side the entire time.
It's crazy, man.
Hey.
It's so bad when you tank so hard at something that you come over to somebody else's side completely because you taint the very console that it's on.
Real talk, though, I do want to try to get both the consoles, but I don't think that's probably not going to happen for a long time because it's impossible to get them. So. Yeah,
I mean, there's a few games that they've announced for Xbox so far that I'm really excited about, and I'll probably wait until one of those start to come out before I get it. But
I'm just super excited.
Halo specifically for me is the one
I'm super excited for Bethesda's future and all of those games, and I'm so glad that the past is behind us. And Fallout 76 was not a game that I bought.
Yeah.
Imagine spending money on that game.
Yeah, I can play it for free now. I could try it and find out how trash it is without paying a single dime to Bethesda for it.
Dude, imagine paying like $90 for like the deluxe edition of that game, though.
Yeah. Imagine being one of those morons.
Imagine being that stupid.
Imagine bragging about having like one of the greatest game like franchises in the world, and then your sequel comes out and it's so bad that nobody wants to buy your game.
Just imagine that.
Imagine that, and it's exclusive to your console.
Imagine that.
You're like, man, if you could only play the sequel to this game and it comes out and it's trash.
Imagine making one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
And unfortunately...
And then tanking the second one so badly that nobody wants to buy your console because it's so bad.
You know, speaking of tanking...
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of tanking, why don't we take an underwater tank down to the ocean to talk
What's the underwater tank, Ben?
It's a great invention.
Yeah, I'd love to hear
what
this is.
Put you in an underwater tank, Ben, and sink you down to the ocean?
Please find me an underwater tank and show it to me.
Please do.
No, I'm serious. Find me an
underwater
tank.
Go ahead, Ben. Continue with that.
That's all I had. I just wanted to get in a Shark Tank and go see some sharks.
We're on a Shark Tank now?
Speaking of sharks, Mike, what is your problem with sharks? You know?
Yeah, what is your problem?
We gotta air this out a little bit because
with sharks.
Every time we mention sharks, you just start trembling and getting all sweaty, and
you get defensive.
I get sweaty for a lot of things, but not sharks.
You get defensive against a beautiful creature.
I don't get offensive. I love sharks. I think sharks are amazing. I think sharks are absolutely beautiful creatures, but I think they should be respected. And so me not going in the water with them, and me respecting their turf and their territory.
Would you go in a cage with a bunch of lions?
No, because they're lions. They're wild animals. And they say, hey, listen, leave these wild animals alone because they're wild animals and they might hurt you. If somebody was like, bro, I'm going to give you $1,000 to get in this cage with this tiger, I'd be like, no, because even if it doesn't have teeth or claws, it could literally kill me with its hand.
Ouch.
So,
literally.
But humans are not usually like the food for sharks. That's not what they go after, you know?
No, they don't.
A lion will eat you just because you're food, you know?
Because you go somewhere where lions are. So like the chances of me getting bit by a shark are 0 when I'm not in the water with sharks.
True.
But they're not 0 when I'm in the water with sharks and they go, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to bite this dude. Because my thing is this, I'm not even worried about getting killed by a shark.
You just want to be bitten?
Bitten by a shark either. Just like I don't want to be bitten by a tiger or a lion.
That'd make a great story.
No, it really wouldn't.
You get your finger bitten off? You got a story to tell.
Yeah.
But what if he decides to bite my leg off, Ben?
Isn't that
I don't have a leg.
Isn't that the most important thing at the end of the day? Story.
No. Nope.
Hey man, as long as you come out with
Having
a good
all of my
story at the end
limbs
of it,
is something that I really, really cherish and love about my life. I'd like to keep that going until the day that I die.
Michael, I cherish good stories and good storytelling, and that sounds like a great story to me.
I mean, that's
I
apparently
went and swam with a wild animal and it bit me.
That's apparently how they choose their kings in Westeros too, is whoever has the best story. So, you know.
Obviously,
so you just use Game of Thrones as an example of why I should swim with sharks. But we all saw how Game of Thrones ended, which now just backs up my point that I shouldn't.
And I can pretty much guarantee you, your swimming with sharks ending would not be as disappointing as the ending of Game of Thrones.
True.
Except if I get bit by a shark, it will be.
The only way that would be as disappointing is if they like bit your penis off or something.
But you never know what it's going to bite off, and it could bite my penis off, and then what?
Well,
but if I never get in the water, I get to keep my penis shark free.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. I have nothing against sharks. I absolutely respect them. They are dangerous, wild creatures in the water, and they're doing their thing, and I am all for it. That's why I don't live in the ocean. That's why I don't live near the ocean.
You want to know
I go swim in Lake Michigan and be like, cool, this is awesome, and there's nothing in there.
You want to know the odds? The odds of being bitten by a shark, just day-to-day activities in the ocean.
Do you, Mike?
Do you want to know these odds, Mike?
Go ahead and drop the odds on me, Ben. I'm sure you've already looked them up. Go ahead and share them with the class.
1 in 4 million.
Okay. What are the odds?
How rare that is?
What are the odds when you're swimming directly alongside of sharks that you will be bit by a shark? Because I'm not talking about, I don't like the ocean. I never said, I'm not going to go swim in the ocean. The ocean has sharks. What I said was, I don't want to go swimming with sharks because that increases the chances of me getting bit. Just like if you never get in a plane, you never have to worry about plane crashes.
Would you never get in a plane, Mike?
No, I get in planes all the time. I don't care. But the thing is, if I crash in a plane, chances are I'll probably just die.
You don't know what's crazier?
Not get bitten.
The odds of a scuba diver swimming amongst the sharks is actually even, like, the odds are even larger. It's 1 in 136 million.
Yeah.
If you're scuba diving.
Tell it to the scuba divers that have been bit by sharks.
Which is very, 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 very few.
Still happens.
But of course, those are the stories that get blown up and stuff too.
Okay, but you know what? You know what also still happens? People still fall to their death when they skydive.
Go look Go look up the statistics for skydiving. I've already explained this to you, Ben. If I fall out of a plane and my parachute doesn't go off and I hit the ground, my ass is dead.
Yeah, it is.
And if I hit the ground and survive somehow, then you know what story I get to tell? I fell out of a plane and survived. And people will be like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, man, you fell off a plane and survived. Or I say to people, wow, how'd you get that scar? Oh, my dumbass was swimming in the ocean with a bunch of sharks. One of them bit me. And they go, see, that's what happens when you swim with sharks. Probably shouldn't do that anymore. You moron. And if you go swim with sharks, you go, hey, man, I swam with a bunch of sharks and none of them bit me. I was totally fine. They go, cool. Why would you do that?
Because it was worth the experience.
Why are you bothering those poor animals? Why are you pissing in their water? They didn't do nothing to you.
I hope you're not doing that, first off.
People pee in the ocean every day, Ben.
And they do, and you know what? You know who doesn't care about pee? Sharks. Sharks literally
Bet you
don't
they do.
care.
I would like you to go talk to a shark and be like, do you care, man, if I piss in the thing that you swim in?
They do not care.
That's according to you, Ben. You don't know. You never talked to a shark.
I hear if you pee on a shark bite, it makes it better.
Yeah.
Big facts. Except for that's not a shark bite you're talking about.
I'm just saying, man. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. I have nothing against sharks. I think sharks are amazing.
Have you ever swam with sharks, Ben?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, yes.
Technically, that's a really vague answer.
Technically,
I've never murdered anybody.
Technically, if you have ever swam in the ocean, you have swum with sharks.
That does not count then. But if you're going by that logic, then I've been in the ocean before, so I swam with sharks.
There you go, Ben. Mike's all set. He did it. He swam with the sharks.
Yeah, but in my mind, that doesn't count.
But it counts in your mind for you.
No, it doesn't.
Double standard.
I mean, technically, Mike did swim with sharks then. Technically.
And
but it doesn't-
jellyfish and whales.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Dude, you
I've
can
done
just
it all.
claim you can just claim you swim with
Get on
everything.
my level,
You
Ben. Come on.
probably slam with the rapist too.
What?
Well, I
Swam
guess
with a rapist too, I guess. Like,
I guess we all have.
not if you haven't swam in the ocean, Ben. That's what I'm saying, man. You're gonna get nasty with the logic. You just throw it right back at you.
Oh,
But either way,
man.
listen, I'm just saying I have nothing against sharks. It's not the sharks. I just don't want to get bit by
I
one
think
by
it is
messing
the
around
sharks,
with one.
though.
Well, I don't want. It's not anything against sharks. It's no different than somebody was like, "Dude, go get in that cage with that tiger." No, because you know what's going to happen. It might bite me. It might not. I might be fine. But guess what? I don't have to find out. You
But
know?
technically, I mean, you are on the world, and tigers are on the world. So technically,
I've already been
you've already been with
walking
tigers.
with tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been with a tiger. I hope I never will be with a tiger.
But
Why,
technically,
Ben? What do you have against tigers, Ben? What do you have against tigers, Ben?
Now, tigers are actually pretty dangerous. They're like
Yeah,
one of
they
the
are.
most dangerous things in India and stuff, and all that good stuff. Thankfully, we're not in India, so we don't really have to worry about them. But yeah, well, we don't really have to worry about tigers like at all. So that's kind of a nice, I guess, nice little thing. But yeah, so no sharks for Mike. Even though he's technically swam with them already, so
Yeah.
he's all good. He's all good. And yeah, good old sharks. Ben, what is your favorite shark? What is your favorite shark?
That's tough. Probably a tiger. Because of the pattern on their skin is really cool. It's like a really awesome like stripy pattern. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they've just got a beautiful pattern. I also really like the name is escaping me right now, but it's really like slender and long, and it's like it's got an extremely like wavy tail. Like it literally waves like a ribbon when it swings, and when it swims, and I cannot remember for the life of me the name. But it's awesome. I have to find a picture of it to show you guys, but it's really cool.
My favorite's a goblin shark.
Goblin sharks are terrifying, dude.
Oh,
Literally terrifying.
Why do you hate on my stuff, Ben? Why can't I just like things?
No, they're awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
They're just
I mean,
really
you
scary.
you literally just like ripped on my shark, like just started dunking on my shark like I did something wrong.
Well,
poor goblin sharks. Nobody likes the goblin sharks.
I like goblin sharks. I just said that. And Ben was like, "Wow, the ugliest, stupidest looking shark that
I
I've
mean,
ever
they are
seen."
pretty terrifying. Not gonna lie.
yeah,
I
they
dig it,
are.
dude.
They're really scary.
I'm all for it though, dude.
You know what? Another really scary shark is actually a really small one called a cookie cutter shark. It's got like a round mouth, and it leaves like these little like cookie shaped marks in the things it bites. It literally just goes and like gnaws out these like little round holes into things.
Talking about the frilled shark, Ben?
Which one? The one with the tail?
The frilled shark, yeah.
I don't believe so. No.
Oh, go check out the frilled shark, dude. Those things are legit.
No, it's not the frilled shark. Hold on.
I wish I could have a pet shark.
Dude, you could also go look up the mega mouth sharks. Those things are super cool.
It's
those things
okay.
are
All right.
crazy.
It's a thresher shark. That's what I'm talking about.
No, well, you know, that's a thing.
It is. It is absolutely a thing, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
But
totally.
mega mouth
Beautiful.
sharks are gigantic and really cool.
Dude, you know, also basking sharks. I did not know that, but they can be found off the coast of Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's
I
also-
wonder, it makes me wonder, what if a basking shark was actually the Loch Ness monster? What if it was like a giant basking shark?
Huh.
You know, if they're swimming off the coast of Scotland, what if one found an underground tunnel somewhere and somehow got into the sea? You know, I mean, got into like one of those.
I'm pretty sure basking sharks can't survive in fresh water though. And isn't Loch Ness fresh water?
Yeah.
Maybe he adapted, Ben.
Basking sharks are interesting looking too. They got huge freaking mouths. What the heck?
True.
What
You
the
saying
heck?
that weirder things haven't happened, Ben?
Well, I'm just saying it's not likely that something like that would happen.
Thanks, Ben. You know, it's fine. I don't have any. I have nothing else to talk about. I guess I just every time I have any opinions about anything or think anything's cool, Ben's like, "Wow, that's really stupid. I can't believe you actually like that."
Well,
Well,
to be
Ben
fair,
Ben straight up just hates the Loch Ness monster anyway. So
Yeah, like legitimately has like a vendetta against the
Yeah.
thing.
it's all right.
like every time we start talking about it, he just gets like super angry.
Super mad. He's just like, "Listen, that thing doesn't exist. It's very unlikely to be real. Talk about some other thing. Let's talk
That's
about
cryptozoology that we're talking about at that point.
We don't talk about that, but man, those unicorns are pretty great. You guys ever seen a unicorn? Fucking unicorns!
Giant sloth.
It's real. It's a real thing.
At least the giant sloth exists.
It
Or
Loch Ness
doesn't
monster.
exist. It existed.
Okay, well,
because
you know
it
what
died.
didn't exist?
What?
The Loch Ness monster.
You
Oh
sure
my
about
gosh.
that, Ben? Can you prove that?
No, but nobody else can seem to prove it. So until
They may not
proven
be able to
otherwise,
prove it. Nope.
it doesn't
that's not how that
exist.
works, Ben.
Well, the Loch Ness is like huge. Actually, it's actually like a
it's-
pretty big lake. It's like super deep. I think it's like one of the
Yeah.
deepest lakes, isn't it?
It's
There-
very
and
deep.
there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of like caves, like
Yes,
tunnels.
there's a huge
Yeah.
cave system underneath it.
Yeah.
And also the problem is too, you can't look down it like because of the way that the like sediment and stuff in it is. It's super muddy at the bottom, and so it's really hard to see.
Loch Ness is 745 feet deep, so that's actually not that deep.
Pretty deep, Ben.
It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep.
It's not the deepest though. The deepest
No.
lake is like over 5,000 feet deep, I think.
What lake is that, Ben?
It's Lake Baikal. It's in Russia. It's 5,387 feet deep.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could just like things and then just immediately just despise everything you have to say?
Sorry, okay. I just don't believe in the Loch Ness monster.
Other people do, and other people find it fascinating. And apparently, you hate it so much that you will do everything you can in your power to just completely destroy anyone's hope in the thing.
To be fair, it was one of my biggest dreams as a kid to try to go find the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, now we're here. There we are. Ben had his entire dreams just smashed by the Loch Ness monster, and he is angry.
Wow, yeah. This
That's
could
what
make
it
a
is.
really good story right here, actually.
This is the best story.
Yeah.
A young boy trying to find the Loch Ness monster, and he couldn't, and his dreams and hopes are dashed. And so
Yeah.
he's like, you know what? Frick that stupid frickin' thing. I'm gonna spend my life talking shit about that animal. I refuse to let this thing exist. I refuse. It's not real. Don't talk about it. Stupid thing it's not real.
That giant sloth, though.
Okay, that is real.
Well, man, that's a real thing.
You can't fight me about something that
You
already
can't
has
fight me.
existed.
You can't say that it doesn't exist. It's real.
Well, a lot of people think that the Loch Ness monster might be like a form of a dinosaur or something.
Yeah.
So, like dinosaurs.
Why do you hate
existed then.
dinosaurs, Ben? Why do you hate dinosaurs, Ben?
I love dinosaurs.
According to, Loch Ness Monster, you don't.
The Loch Ness monster doesn't know me.
No, I mean,
But like they're still even like discovering stuff in like Lake Michigan and stuff like
Yeah.
that too. So
yeah, what I'm
like
saying.
how deep is Lake Michigan?
pretty
That's a good
deep.
question. Let's find out.
Booty deep.
922 feet is the
Wow,
Depth.
Ben.
Depth.
so
I beat you to that so
Loch
fast.
Ness is almost it's a little bit almost close to Lake Michigan, but just like the other day or not just the other day, but like a couple months ago they discovered like a stone circle in Lake Michigan for
Really?
the first time. Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's like a mammoth carving on it and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's some pretty sweet stuff in in Lake Michigan and the ocean.
I just think that's something that they literally just like discovered recently in Lake Michigan. And Lake Michigan, people have been doing all sorts of stuff in Lake Michigan. So
Peeing in it.
yeah.
You know what they haven't been doing? Swimming sharks in Lake Michigan.
There's actually, it's kind of interesting. There's actually like claims and stories about different types of things that could be living in like Lake Michigan and Lake Superior too.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and actually all the Great Lakes, because I think there's like a Lake Champlain has its own monster, like Champ or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just
If I
don't know.
remember.
We just don't know what could be living in the depths, Ben.
We don't know what could be living in.
We're always discovering new stuff.
We always are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even in the lakes.
Even
in lakes,
in
man.
the lakes.
But the crazy thing about the ocean is how huge that is, and how many things are found underneath there.
You mean like sunken cities?
Listen,
Whoa.
they're things. There are things, you know. So what's really cool is that, I mean, there are like a ton of there. Where is it? Port Royal is actually one of the most like recent cities that we know of that is now underwater.
Really?
Yeah. We all know it was real. It was during the 17th century and stuff,
Uh-huh.
but apparently, it was submerged by a tsunami in 1692. It's not
Really?
the most recent city to get washed away by it. Yeah, but yeah,
Hmm.
dude, Blackbeard and all those guys used to go to it. So
Yeah.
Port Royal was a real place. Yeah,
Port Royal is a big deal
yeah.
for a lot of those guys.
And
Huh.
then yeah, it got washed away by a tsunami, so now it's just underwater. You can't really like go there.
That literally like took place then kind of like in the same like time period as of it getting washed away as like Blackbeard and stuff too.
Yeah,
Because I think Blackbeard was like in the 1600s sometime, right? Like he was
yeah. Let me see. Yes, I used to know a whole lot about Blackbeard.
Oh,
I haven't. It's
let's see.
1680 to 1717.
Okay. Yep.
1718. He was like 35, 40 when he died.
That's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, he was he probably when did you say Port Royal was washed away? Like 1680 something or 1690 something?
I just looked it up. 1692.
Oh wow. So yeah,
It was
interesting.
yeah.
Huh.
Yep. So he definitely. I mean, he had been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
It's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah. No, that'd be so. So they discovered that, and are they like gonna be like you know, checking it out and stuff, or
I think they already have, but you know, a lot of those places it's really hard to excavate that stuff without destroying it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. But one of my this is the one that I think is really fascinating. It's a city called, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's called Dwarka.
Mm-hmm.
Orca.
And this city is huge.
How do you spell it?
It's found in India. Dwarka. And according to folklore, it's the hometown of Lord Krishna, a place to believe in an old wives' tale, a myth, until its ruins were discovered below the ocean, 131 feet below the ocean. Yeah, and it's actually beneath an actual city.
Really?
Yeah.
Archaeological remains could be over 9,000 years old.
Yeah, they don't even.
Dang.
The thing is, that's crazy about it is they can't date it. They don't know how to date the city, so they don't know everything about it. But some of the things that they found there are like insane.
Really?
Yeah, like some of the structures are really really amazing. Let's see if I can find where some of the things that they found.
See that type of stuff is just like so fascinating to me because there's so many things from like those sunken cities that could be so well preserved, and like people can really just like discover a lot about what used to be from those and stuff.
Yeah, I think they found it in. So I'll read this little section here because this is kind of how they came about finding it. 2001, the students at the National Institute of Oceanography were commissioned by the Indian government to do a survey on pollution in the Gulf of Kambat, 7 miles from shore. During the survey, they found buildings made of stone covered in mud and sand covering 5 square miles. Divers have collected block samples, artifacts, and copper coins, which scientists believe is evidence from an age that is about 3,600 years old.
All right. Well, we are back. We had some technical difficulties, and yeah. So we're back. We're back, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Something spicy, I think.
We were talking about some awesome stuff with underwater cities and how amazing some of these things are. Some of the technological advancements that they found.
Yeah, the technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you know that there's like apparently a bunch of things like they found like they've even found like things that were like ancient like computers and stuff from like Greece and stuff in the past as well.
It's interesting that you say that, Josiah, because right here in front of me I have a picture of that ancient computer.
Oh
snap! Really?
Is it called the Antikythera?
Yeah.
Yep. They found it in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. They said they had no idea what it was when they found it until they developed X-ray imaging, and then they were able to properly date the subject and get a better sense of its purpose. It could track the path of the sun, moon, and the planets. Roughly 2,000 years before that was even discovered, and before it was found in 1901.
Yeah.
And they said, so basically it was like one of the earliest computers that had ever been discovered, and the thing was like apparently surprisingly sophisticated. They had no idea like how
An astronomical calculator.
Yeah.
well,
that's what it is.
That's not what it's called. That's not what it's called here, Ben. That's well, you know, it's fine.
But it makes me wonder like what else has been lost to history and stuff that was, you know, from a long time ago and stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like I think this is what I was saying before Ben sabotaged the episode.
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if like human technology has been kind of like kind of a little bit of a roller coaster where there's times where it like continues to advance and then it like falls and stuff. And I mean, that's kind of the way that culture in general works. Like there's some civilizations that will rise up and stuff in technological advancements, and then they'll fall. Others will rise up. I mean, we can just look at recent history. Like the Greeks and the Romans were able to create things like this computer device that could like, you know, calculate the solar system and stuff. And then if you fast forward like 500 years to like Great Britain after the fall of Rome and stuff, like they didn't have anything like that really. So it's just interesting how technology has always obviously technology seems like it's for the most part, as far as we know, been always advancing
And evolving.
more sophisticated in a way. But it makes you wonder what happened in the like really far in the past that we aren't aware of and stuff. So
Dude, that I know you shared an article with us here. That actually reminds me of that. I think it was like they were talking about like these like this different technology buried in it's in like Russia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ancient nanostructures found in Ural Mountains.
Which is actually kind of funny because that's where for people who have been playing Call of Duty and stuff, that's where the they set like the outbreak and stuff.
Oh, where outbreak is. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that they set the outbreak maps in the Ural Mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah. So
you know if you ever played with us.
It's okay. Ben doesn't play zombies with me either, so that's fine.
Whoa.
I wish you would.
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the Ural Mountains and everything.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no judgment.
Wonderful, awesome things that they found. You know.
Yeah. That's definitely what we're talking about.
Well, speaking of that, I don't know if you guys have ever heard either. This is some more awesome underwater stuff. The Yonaguni. So it's over off the coast of Japan, and they're like these massive like structures, like block structures under the water. And there's like a ton of scientists that don't agree. Some of them think they're like naturally forming, but a lot of others actually think that they're like man-made. There's like these huge block like structures that are like some of them look like steps and things like that are formed. And there's actually like rumors that it was a evidence of MU, which is a lost continent that supposedly sank into the Pacific Ocean years ago.
Really?
Yeah. And I just think some of that stuff's kind of fascinating too, because like, what if, you know, there was a situation where there was like a whole nother continent that we don't even know about, you know, maybe, you know, we're constantly hearing about like cataclysmic like events that supposedly hit the earth all the time. And for as far as we know, you know, the earth could have been something totally different and looked completely different and functioned totally different, you know? I mean, there's a land bridge, you know, that land bridge that was between Russia and North America that doesn't exist anymore. Apparently there was a land bridge in Britain, like somewhere in Europe called the Doggerland, and you could cross over between the British Isles and like, I think it was Ireland or something. That's gone too. You know, I mean, so imagine like what the world would look like if that stuff existed, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Whole other continent just gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually someone who believes that Pangea or something similar to Pangea might have existed at one point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's very possible that we've lost a lot of stuff to the ocean that used to be land masses that maybe had some of this advanced technology or stuff like that on there, you know? So, it's really fascinating. I mean, like I've seen things of like people. I read like a whole book on like Atlantis once and stuff, and they were talking about how like Atlantis, like from some of the things that they've discovered and stuff, as far as like some manuscripts and some of that type of stuff that people in Atlantis might have even been able to make things like forms of like airplanes and different things like that. And
yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think that stuff is kind of awesome. Yeah, I once had a guy, he was it was more like conspiracy theory stuff, but like he had a whole kind of talk about like supposedly some of these images and radar images of like what looks like naval like air bases and giant like ports and stuff under the water that like give evidence that we potentially had, or there was potentially societies that had vast technological advancements back in the day, you know. Which some of the stuff that people think existed back then, and it's so hard to know because the ocean is so vast and huge, and like also there's like I don't remember the name of it now, but there's this place where they found a village and they didn't think the village existed because it's been buried under so much sand that occasionally what'll happen is they'll find like new buildings under the sand and like under the dunes, because you know, but we don't even, you know, like we were just talking about, if continents were drifting apart and stuff, things were falling in between them, you know, and that means that water was flowing into places, you know, we could, you know, there could have been an entire civilization here before us that had similar things that we did and had similar concerns and worries that we did, and then are now gone.
Yeah, and I mean, if they broke off of a landmass or something and then just eventually sunk, I could right there.
Well, and I think this is like, it's getting off a little bit, but one of the things that I think is interesting is when we look at what we believe are the less evolved versions of humans like Cro-Magnon man and stuff like that, we assume that they were less advanced than we were and they looked differently than we were, but there's all the scientific evidence that says that in another 2,000 years our physiology will be slightly different, or you know, different than what it is now. I mean, and we also, in a million years, humans might not even look like humans anymore if we've lived that long, you know, and exist as a species that long. So there's like an interesting part of like our world that maybe those guys were advanced and they looked different because they had different diets or different climates that they lived in, and maybe some of the things physiologically that they have that we assume is like underdeveloped or under-evolved maybe was just how they looked. You know?
Exactly.
It's crazy stuff. I mean, it's a silly thing, but it's similar, like with the way that technology is. They've been noticing as like a thing that some kids and like some teenagers and people that are becoming adults have like bone spurs in the back of their skulls because of the way that they look down. So they're developing like a mini horn at the base of their skull. But that's that's not 100 years. That's not even really like 50 years. That's in our lifetime that started developing, and that shows you how quickly like the human body adapts to something different.
Yeah, I mean, they even talk about how like you know, because women are getting way more C-sections now and stuff, like there's going to be a point where women might not even be able to give birth naturally and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, our bodies change over time and stuff. So
yeah,
it's pretty crazy. And
it is crazy.
You know, it doesn't take that long for that type of stuff to like change either, which is the crazy part about it. So
yeah,
I mean, the human body does change over time and stuff, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like even if you're talking about like you know, biblical times and stuff, like the Tower of Babel, according to like the experts and stuff, like only was built only like 100 and some years after the flood and stuff.
Yeah,
like think about how far technology had to advance just for them to be able to do that in like the 100 years that followed after the flood and stuff.
Yeah,
and think about how much technology could have advanced even further after that and stuff in the time. So
well, there's always like there's rumors like on the biblical side of thing. I actually there was a guy that talked about that they think that the Tower of Babel was actually a teleporter. That it wasn't like that like the tower and it built into the sky was their way of explaining that like it was like this huge like tower that had like that was supposed to be able to harness a ton of energy, and that there was actually like a gateway that like some scientists believe that there was like a gateway, and basically they're trying to build a teleporter that could take them to where they believed like God existed and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that it was that they described it like a tower to the heavens, but that it wasn't actually like a physical, like we're going to build it so high.
We're going to build it all the way, right?
But it was more like we're going to figure out a way to harness this energy to go there. And, you know, but if then they kind of abandon it. So you think maybe there was a lot of technological advancement there. I mean, even with Noah, you know, the talk about, well, how could a guy back then with all that, you know, with the tools that they had build an ark and build something that size? But if he was part of a civilization that had way more technology than we realized they did.
Yeah.
You know, we see people can build houses with 2 people. Yeah. You know, and stuff like that. I mean, and with the technology we just have today. So imagine if they had technology beyond what we have and are able to build structures and things like that, you know?
Exactly. I mean, and that would have been knowledge that their family would have taken with them from pre-flood to post-flood and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they would have been like, oh, let's build a freaking tower and all this crap and stuff. And which I think that a lot of that might have been because I bet you like times before the flood were absolutely just insane. Like I bet you there was like a lot of just really crazy, whacked out, weird stuff going on, and you know, like who knows what kind of technology they had and stuff. But I think that a lot of that was probably lost because of like the confusion of languages and stuff, and having to the stuff that took place after the Tower of Babel, and that's probably where we lost a lot of that knowledge about technology pre-flood and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Ben, I'm loving what you're bringing to this conversation.
Sorry, I'm just listening, man.
I mean, you know, it's fine. If
I'm
you don't have an
here
opinion about anything, I'm
for the ride.
Normally, you got a bunch of stuff to like throw at us, and
nah, man, I don't have any hot takes.
Ben just sits there and just listens. Then every once in a while, he just goes, "Giant sloth."
Yeah, man. Little did you know that actually this, that giant sloths built that tower.
Oh,
yeah, dude. Seriously.
No, Ben. Nope.
Amazing, right?
Thing couldn't even survive the Ice Age. I doubt it built anything. But I don't know, man. It's just interesting. There's actually something I just found earlier today too, of a guy. Let me see if I can find the.
I love when I find guys.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
This guy supposedly built like tents out of like woolly mammoth bones.
Oof.
Really?
Yeah.
Like their pelt or something?
Yeah, they're like their bones that let's see here. Let me see if I can find it.
Didn't they find
like in Russia?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, yep.
Go for it.
I found it right here. Yeah,
nice.
A jaw-dropping example of Ice Age architecture has been unearthed in Russia. This was in 2020 that this article was posted. But yeah, exactly why hunter-gatherers endured frigid realities of life 25,000 years ago would construct the 40-foot diameter building is a fascinating question. Clearly, a lot of time and effort went into building the structure, so it's obviously important to the people that made it for some reason. And it's like huge, and it's just littered with mammoth bones.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that before. Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they said there were fires once burned within the structure, and food scraps, including vegetable, remain. Several pits containing mammoth bones lie just outside the bone circle and may suggest food storage. So like, yeah, even during, the Ice Age, there's an example that they have food processing and food storage. It could have been a mammoth slaughterhouse for all we know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Sometimes I think that. So they thought that maybe there was some kind of evidence that maybe it was ritualistic or something, and like there's evidence for that a lot of times in history and throughout history, but a lot of times I think some of these things had more practical effects than beyond just like rituals. And so like what if it was what was a modern day mammoth slaughterhouse slaughterhouse, you know, or when you look at the pyramids and stuff all over the world that have been built, and we talked about that before too, but like they don't even know how they built these things,
Yeah.
and yet it was a consistent thing being built.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
whether they had contact with each other and we didn't realize it, or whether there's some kind of thing about us building pyramids and we just seem to know this is the thing we want to build. You know, there's a lot of evidence that humanity is a lot smarter
Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot more like deliberate than we live in tents and huts, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to remember. There's like even like things as well, like some things from some structures and from ancient times have like such like laser accuracy, like people have been able to like even take like lasers and stuff, and it's like super accurate according to like the dimensions and stuff. I'm trying to remember what it was that I read about that, but it's like there's like things that people have done in the past in human history from ancient times that we are just starting to be able to do now with the technology that we have, and people are just like blown away by it. People are like, how on earth did they do this type of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, like the pyramids is so fascinating, like how they built them and stuff. Like it's just people are like
the pyramids are wild though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like imagine like, and they I mean, as far as we know, they did that with their hands.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
entirely.
something that I actually saw too was there's like a Roman, like part of a Roman city that sunk into the ground or sunk into the water too. And when scientists were going through it, they found like all of these pipe structures that were like in the ceilings and stuff. And they actually found out that they were like a super sophisticated heating system. You know, I mean, and we know in Rome they had aqueducts, so they had you know clean water systems. They had like sewer systems and all this stuff that is like technology that we have now, and they assume that it wasn't as advanced as we have it, but we don't know. You know, I mean,
exactly.
Civilization's gone, and like what would it look like to, you know, we don't know if some kind of catastrophic event happens in the next 200 years and we as humans get wiped out and we have to go back into survival mode. Who knows when they go back 10,000 years from now and look at our cities and our buildings and think, oh wow, how did they build this stuff, you know? Or do they look back and go, oh wow, they were really like weird and they weren't as advanced as we are, because you know things like copper, the things that remain are like copper and metals and stuff. Like plastics will rot away eventually, and
true.
wood rots away eventually. So if you have a building and let's say concrete crumbles and falls apart, all you have left is like metal. What's that going to look like? You know?
Exactly.
Or,
it's true. It's really, really interesting stuff.
It really is.
That actually reminds me of what you were just saying there. A really good game that you can't even play because you don't have a PlayStation, called Horizon Zero Dawn.
Pretty sure that had robot dinosaurs in it, Ben.
It did, but the idea is that humans went extinct after a major event, and are not extinct, almost extinct, and then came back.
Built robot dinosaurs?
No, the robot dinosaurs were already there before. That was from the previous time. I can't even explain it to you.
Go ahead, Ben. Continue.
But no, I just that the whole idea Mike was talking about like say there's a catastrophic event that wiped people out, right? And then other people, humans go into survival mode, and then they find our old existing technology. But like, you know how in that game, I know you've played it, everything's gone back to like tribal ways. There's like different tribes and stuff like that. And then they use like bows and things like that and spears. And they basically gone back to like this older technology, and then they're fascinated by the old ones technology, which is almost like they almost worship it in a way, because it's all like completely wild to them, and they're like, how did they do this? Like, where did this come from? But that's just kind of the idea I was getting from like what Mike was saying. So it's just unfortunate that he can't play that game, which is amazing because he doesn't have
play that game.
A PlayStation.
I can play games about ancient civilizations all the time, like, you know, Skyrim and Morrowind and
this
I can play games about future civilizations like Halo and Gears of War. Halo even has stuff about ancient civilizations in it, so that's crazy. I mean, like, yeah, but I don't know if you'd know that because you know.
I have played Halo, Michael.
Oh, I'm sure. It's probably been a while.
It has, but you know what's
Yeah.
better than Halo?
What, Ben?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's your opinion. I think a lot of people disagree. I mean,
It just is better though.
this is crazy. I know when you look at the list of like greatest games of all time, Halo's definitely close to the top of that list. I don't see Horizon
That's
Zero
because
Dawn
it revolutionized first-person shooters, Michael.
Cool. What did Horizon Zero Dawn revolutionize?
It provided a really good story.
Oh wow,
people to enjoy.
I have a plethora of good stories.
Groundbreaking graphics.
Groundbreaking graphics.
Yeah, when it came out, sure.
Yeah, when it came out, sure. So did Halo.
Yeah.
So did Frogger and Pong. Pong at one point was groundbreaking graphics, Ben. You gonna disagree?
True. That's true.
That's true. It is true.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna
Michael's
go by groundbreaking
just salty
graphics-
because he doesn't have a PlayStation.
I'm not salty. I'm
can't play good
extremely
games.
happy that I now have exclusive Bethesda games coming to my console.
Dude, Bethesda is kind of a meh studio.
Except Microsoft has it, and also Skyrim is one of the most influential games of all time.
Doesn't matter if it's influential.
Okay. Well, then what's your criteria for good games, Ben? What's your criteria? You know, a lot of people think that,
I like to have a
that
good
Skyrim
story.
is incredible. A lot of people like the story in Skyrim.
Skyrim's pretty all right. Yeah.
Skyrim has some good storylines in it, Ben.
Skyrim was better with mods.
Morrowind has some good storylines in it, Ben. Did you play all of Morrowind? Oblivion has a great story. You know, the Dark Brotherhood story in Oblivion is incredible.
I think
actually.
Skyrim is the best of the three of them.
That's absolutely incorrect. Did you ever play all of Morrowind?
No, that's the only one I haven't finished.
Oh, crazy. Storyline in that is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oblivion, the storyline in Oblivion's amazing. A lot of people like Morrowind more than they like Skyrim, but you know, what do I know?
Well,
What do I know?
what do you know, Michael?
I know a lot of things, Ben.
Xbox
Apparently.
peasant.
Yeah. See, there you go. There's the prejudice right there. I didn't have to bring this up. I didn't have to say anything. Ben straight up called me out for having an Xbox, said I'm less than he is. Listen, if you own an Xbox, Ben thinks he's better than you.
No, I
That's
just
what
want you to-
PlayStation users think about you. They
I
think
just
they're
want you
better
to
than
have-
you.
I just want you to have both consoles.
They sit on their high towers. They sit on their high towers, which are literally their PlayStation consoles that look like giant toilets, and they poop in them, and they talk about how better they are than Xbox users.
Wait, how does the PlayStation look like a toilet?
The PlayStation 5 looks like a giant toilet.
I'm not
looks
talking
like a
about a
giant-
PlayStation 5.
It looks like it shoots water up your butt and you sit on it.
What kind of toilets are you using?
Special toilets that shoot water at my butt, Ben. You don't use those? Peasant. Continue to use your ceramic toilets. I'll keep using my super ancient technology toilets that shoot water at my butt. Make me feel good.
I've never liked those toilets.
You don't like bidets?
No.
Bro, that's how you get the clean booty hole.
I don't need that in my
Guess
life.
we need to be sponsored by a bidet company now.
Bro, I would just totally listen. If you're a bidet company, send me a free bidet, man. I will squirt water at my butt all day.
It seems like you just get water everywhere.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
that's how
why
it-
it's right
yeah.
over the toilet bowl. You put your cheeks on the toilet seat, and it's like
And then it sprays water up your butt.
Mm-hmm.
to clean out your butthole. Yeah. Could you imagine doing it like a savage and wiping? Ugh. Ugh, cringe. Cringe.
Cringe, man.
You know what's crazy? If you go overseas to other places, a lot of times people in other countries won't shake the hand that you wipe with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to shake they won't shake either your left hand or your right hand depending on what country you're in.
It's also a
Because they're like,
lot.
bro, you're from America and you wipe your ass. Gross.
There's also a lot of like
Cringe.
bathrooms in South America where there's no toilet paper. You actually have to go like get toilet paper or buy toilet paper to be able to use it.
Yeah, well,
In
a lot
India,
of those
you
third world
just straight up
countries, they just
use your hand.
yeah,
man.
well,
I mean,
literally
hey,
just
a lot of those countries you just poop in the street.
You
Or
want
in
with the
San
earth?
Francisco, you just take a dump in the street and walk away.
Wipe it all off with your hand and,
Yeah.
do a
You're
little.
Scrape it on it
Yeah.
on the pavement.
Yeah.
Just
Then
do a
you're
little. You're all good.
We'll
lot of
spit on
times
your
those
hand
guys-
and rub it together and you're all set.
I'm pretty sure a lot of those dudes just don't even wipe their butts.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just
No.
it's just grilling in there.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
It's
Apparently,
just,
when you have toilet
it's just
paper.
grilling and then it starts dripping and
Oh no!
But I mean, like animals don't wipe their butts. Why are we the only people that wipe our butts? Like animals just straight up duke on the ground and they just go about their day.
yeah, they lick it though.
Yeah, they lick their butts.
Some of them do. Some
lot
of
of
them
them do.
don't. Some of them don't.
But a lot
Yeah,
of them
My
do.
thing.
But
You know,
like, if you look at like a cow's butt, because cows don't lick their butts are like super crusty and nasty, and
Yeah, it's disgusting.
listen, maybe back in
You
the
should
day,
look at a
ancient
pig.
civilizations, maybe they didn't wipe their butts, and maybe they were fine with it. And maybe we're the ones that are like super primpy and prissy about things. They're like, bro, just
if wiping
know-
my butt makes me primpy and prissy, I'll take it.
well, you know who doesn't have crusty butts? The French, because they have bidets.
Well,
And they don't even have to wipe. They don't have to wipe, bro. They literally just have water squirt up their butts.
Dude, if you don't want to use, toilet paper and you want to start that movement, that's great. You do
I
that.
didn't start that movement, Ben.
Well-
there's a bunch of people that literally don't use toilet paper because they have bidets. It washes the poop right
Well,
out
if
of their
you want to
butt.
keep going along with that movement, then you do that, Michael.
It's not a movement, Ben. It's literally society over there.
Isn't it kind of like, do they have like blow dryers on the bidets too, or like otherwise you're just walking around with a wet like crack?
If I remember
the entire
correctly, I
time?
think they have like
There are some bidets that do, yes, I believe so.
I think some of them like they have like
But yeah,
they
I
have
wouldn't
like
want to do
something
that
that
if
they dry
that's
their butt with. So
like if it could dry me, then sure, that's a little bit better.
I'll sit there and just
Yeah.
wait for the blow dryer to dry me off. I'll
Yeah,
do it. But I'm not gonna walk around with like a wet crack the entire time. That's
nah, dude, that's gross.
yuck.
That's cringe.
Ugh. Imagine being that kind of person. Ugh. Cringe.
Yeah.
Freaking French.
some people
Well-
they dry using toilet paper or a towel.
So you're still wiping your butt anyway.
You're
Yep.
drying your butt. That's a lot different. You use a lot less toilet paper, and
Hey
your
man,
butt's
you're
cleaner.
putting something on your butt.
You still
basically
put your
wiping.
fingers
have
up
to
in your
wipe-
crack.
you don't have to wipe poop out of your butt if it's already been washed away by water. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
Imagine.
Sounds kind of
Plus, you know what? I bet their sewer systems are so much cleaner than ours
Oh, I'm sure, but
because
Maybe,
we like
yeah.
people put nasty wet wipes and stuff. And like, have you ever heard of there's literally like things in sewers, like giant chunks of like poop in like sewers and stuff.
I'm sure there are giant chunks of poop in sewers. I'm
that's crazy.
Well, like no, what I'm saying is like the
not.
they build up because like
Literally-
the unflushable wipes and flushable wipes.
Oh
like,
yeah.
back up and
Yeah.
then clog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
oh yeah,
not
it's
really-
terrible.
Even the
Yeah.
flushable ones you're not really supposed to be flushing.
Nope, not at all. And then people
Eek.
do
It's cringe.
oh, look at this.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a little personal secret. Okay,
Here we go.
I actually use baby wipes to wipe sometimes
So do I all the
Yeah.
time, dude.
because
I have a whole package of wet wipes. Yeah, I use to wipe my butt.
Yeah.
I don't, dude, it's way cleaner.
it
It's
feels
way,
feels good. Feels
yeah, you
cleaner.
feel great and you're clean, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine not using wet wipes to wipe your butt? Cringe.
Mhm. Is that you, Ben? Are you one of those that doesn't use?
He looked like he was about to judge us for using baby wipes on our butt.
No, I just was surprised at where this conversation went.
You brought this
Oh.
up, Ben. We didn't.
Well,
You started this. You started this by trying to come after me, calling me a peasant because I happen to like a specific console. You tried to single.
but what does a
out Xbox
console have to
users.
do with a butthole?
That's a great question, Ben. Why don't you explain to us how we got here?
You can write an essay about that, Ben. What do consoles have to do with buttholes?
Oh man.
So, have you guys heard of Fatberg?
No.
Okay, you're about to learn something amazing.
Oh boy.
Now, this was talked about in 2017 specifically, but behold the Fatberg, London's 130-ton rock-solid sewer blockage.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Crews in London are working to unblock a section of the city's sewer system. The culprit, a stomach-churning 130-ton mass of sanitary products and cooking fat.
Oh.
The water company officially calls it Fatberg.
Oh no.
Disgusting.
Yep, it's a total monster and taking a lot of manpower and machinery to remove it. It's set hard. Yep.
Mm.
There was an
That sounds
8-person crew
terrible.
working 7 days a week to clear the blockage.
Oh. Oh.
They said the team is progressing at a rate of 20 to 30 tons a day. Yeah. Yep.
That sounds horrible.
Fatberg weighs as
disgusting.
much as the blue whale. In terms of length, it's twice the size of the field of play at London's Wembley Stadium.
What?
You remember that one time we talked about blue whales being able to crush a beetle? Amazing. That rock.
Man. If you want to see something amazing, go look up Fatberg on Google.
I don't want to see that.
No, go look it up. Go look it up.
I don't know if I'm
Look it
going
up,
to see any
Ben.
pictures of that, to be honest.
Yes, you do. You want to see this. This is incredible.
Okay, fine. I'll look it up.
Yes.
Fatberg.
Yeah.
Okay. That looks disgusting.
Yep.
That looks absolutely disgusting.
Isn't that amazing,
Super
dude?
cringe, right?
There's a dried section of the Whitechapel Fatberg on display in the Museum of London.
I hate that.
Well, sometimes, dude, when poop is historic, you gotta keep some of it.
I hate that.
Well,
Yeah,
you know.
I hate everything about Fatberg, to be honest.
Well, I mean, listen, that's
disgusting.
London, and you know what? I'm pretty sure they don't have in London bidets. Cringe.
True.
They had bidets. They'd just be washing the poopy out their butts, and it would stay soft. They wouldn't have to wipe. They wouldn't have to use toilet paper and throw it in the toilet system.
Yeah, true. So with that note,
We're gonna end. It's like, all right, wash your butts with a bidet. Bye.
or at least use baby wipes. You know,
Keep them clean,
Yeah.
folks.
Ben,
Butt clean.
Ben, please use baby wipes to clean your butt.
I've got a sprayer on my toilet, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What? Do you use it?
I've used it every once in a while. Yeah.
Ben, are you kidding right now? Do you actually have a bidet?
I'm
in your toilet?
literally not kidding.
That's so. Why were you ripping on me about bidets earlier?
I just had to do it. I'm sorry.
You guys all see Ben's hypocrisy laid
I've-
bare for the world.
I haven't used the toilet in your new apartment, so I guess I haven't used
I'm
it.
gonna come over
And
and find
it's-
out what this looks like.
Yeah,
No, it's-
Mike and I are both literally gonna go over and use your toilet now.
Bro,
No,
I gotta
it's
take a
literally-
dump.
It's
What's good,
literally like a spray handle that connects to the pipes.
Oh,
Yes.
Put on and yeah.
cringe.
Well, yeah, you can do it that way.
Yeah.
That's just water and poop flecks everywhere.
It just goes everywhere.
But we just gotta get it clean, bro. I'll clean that up at the end.
Oh man.
Bro, we're all going over to Ben's house to take a dump. Be like knocking on your door, be like, "What are you doing here, bro?
It's gonna be an experience. It's gonna be great.
I got something to tell you, man."
I'm gonna make sure I eat a lot of Taco Bell before that.
No.
No.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
the entire bathroom is wet. What did you guys do in here?
Bro, my butt is so clean. I can't even tell you how much this means to me, man.
So on that note, thank you so much everyone for listening to this episode.
Oh,
We
man.
hope you guys
Just a
enjoyed.
disaster.
Just you go from video games to Atlantis to toilets
Wiping your
and
butt.
wiping your butt.
Sharks.
That's what we do. That's what we do here. So hope you guys enjoyed. You can all blame it on Ben for the technical difficulties in the middle of this episode, and that's fine. And Ben, are you good? Are you okay? Pray for Ben, everyone. Make sure you pray for him. He needs it.
Yep.
And we will talk to you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.